Hey there, it's another beautiful day. Let's watch some stuff.
9,000 people. That's all it would take. Of all the 8 billion people on the planet, all we need to change the world is 9,000 people praying with the same intention at the same time. If you know anything about the Maharishi effect, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the theory, which has been tested and proven to be true, that it only takes the square root of 1% of the population of a given area praying and or meditating on a certain idea to make that idea come to life in the real physical world. So as we stand here tonight on the brink of World War III, a potential global catastrophe from the sun going mini-nova and the Earth's poles shifting, among the 100 other existential crises that are threatening humanity and civilization as a whole, let us all, right now, collectively agree that we are going to pray and meditate for the kingdom of heaven on earth being fully realized. We're not going to go into detail as to all the things that need to happen for that to occur, because most of them we're not even allowed to say, which of course only proves my point more that we are in a very dire situation right now.
For those of us who don't believe that prayer in itself changes things, I do find that when a large collection of people do have the same thoughts or purpose, it's easier for them to work together to make things happen. That's how balls get put into motion. You think about it together and then you start brainstorming and you actually do something to make things change.
China found dinosaurs on this mysterious island. In 2023, China sent an expedition consisting of 15 explorers and researchers to explore an uncharted island that they recently discovered. Officially, it was reported as a mission to lay claim to other lands, but unofficially, it was rumored that China had found dinosaurs on that island. 4 crew members that were on the expedition reported back that they had found 2 new species of dinosaurs, but immediately retracted their statement and were never heard from again. While another crew member, now labeled as a psychiatric patient, just said, "There is so much more out there that we don't know." Well, it's been long speculated that the Earth is larger than we're told, and with Japan recently discovering 7,000 new islands within their territory, maybe it's not a stretch that.
Really? Come on now. I'm going to go with maybe, possibly, they might have found some new fossils, but actual living dinosaurs on these islands that are suddenly popping up, that they're like, oh, hey, they popped out of the water and now there's dinosaurs on them. Okay. Not so much, not so much. Maybe fossils. Maybe fossils. Thật đó hả? I think that footage was actually a few years ago, but I totally believe that there's got to be all kinds of weird stuff going on in the ocean, whether it's NASA bases, American bases, other countries' bases, alien bases. There are bases in the ocean. There's got to be something. I mean, that's so much ocean. Places we're not allowed to go. There's your shipping lines that have to maintain the certain areas, and you have to report where you're going at all times, and they tell you whether you can be there or not. Yeah, totally. There's things in the ocean. Totally got to be things in the ocean. There's lots of stuff. There's got to be lots of stuff in the ocean. Hey, thanks for stopping by today. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below and I'll do my best to get it in an upcoming video. If you're having a good time, hit that like button and consider subscribing, and then come back tomorrow because I'm making a new video every day.
Am I the only one that's creeped out that you can spy on people using their Wi-Fi? So Carnegie Mellon University came up with a bright idea
to create the deep neural network to digitally map human bodies when in the presence of Wi-Fi using artificial intelligence.
In plain English, the technology to see people in their homes through the wall. And like me, you may be thinking, why? Apparently they made it to watch elderly people to make sure they were okay and monitor suspicious activity. But I can't help feel like this is a scene out of The Dark Knight.
You've turned every cell phone in Gotham into a microphone
and a high-frequency generator receiver.
Just remember that every phone has Wi-Fi. And at this point, I don't know whether to be scared or excited for the future. But hey, follow me to see what happens.
Okay, here's why that's crap. Because I used to work in the private sector doing elder care. And these individuals that I work with, they wouldn't even know how to operate Wi-Fi. So it gets put in by like their children. And if something happens, they're on their landline calling their children to come out and fix this, or their grandchildren even. Hey, my TV's not working. Or they call the TV company and the TV company has to come out and repair it. So who is watching these elderly people? Because when my grandfather lived with us for 8 years before he passed away, we had cameras that we set up. We don't tap into our Wi-Fi to find out where grandfather's standing. That's ridiculous. So that's a load of crap. And then when the Wi-Fi doesn't work upstairs, keeps shutting down or whatever, kicking your kid off their Call of Duty or whatever they're playing, then you get one of those little Wi-Fi extenders and you plug it in upstairs. So now they can see everything upstairs too. There it is.
You remember the video I did on this? If you didn't, I'm not surprised because they suppressed the hell out of it and hardly anyone saw it. But to catch you up, Dexter Wade, his mother filed a missing persons report after he didn't come home. Left one night, didn't come home, and months she spent looking for him, flyers, calling people, calling the police regularly, asking them where he was. What she didn't know is the very night he had left, he had been hit and killed by an off-duty police officer who claimed that Dexter was trying to cross a freeway on foot. And he hit him, and he got taken to the morgue. And at the morgue, they did an autopsy, and they looked at it and found not only did he have his wallet with his ID in his pocket, he also had a prescription bottle and a prescription in his name with his information on it. And yet somehow, police never notified his mother. Even when she called and asked about him, they're like, we don't know what happened to him. And so since no one came and claimed the body, he was taken and buried in a pauper's grave behind a prison. But he wasn't the only one. 215 people have been buried behind a Mississippi jail since 2016. Shallow graves with just stakes and numbers on them. And at least 2 more of those people were missing sons whose mothers had no idea where they were. And their bodies were just buried in a shallow grave, cast out like so much trash. Now, people around the country and around the world have been demanding answers. And 215 bodies is bad, but you know what's worse? The 215 came from a logbook from 2016. They found another logbook that went back to 2008, and it had 671 more names in it. We're talking about almost 1,000 people who were buried in a field with a stake and a number on it, no embalming, just in a body bag, a couple feet deep. They said vultures were circling the area because the stench was so bad. How many people was Jackson, Mississippi throwing away like trash? Community leaders are calling for a federal investigation, and I think that's more than warranted. If you agree with that, you can go to that little thing in my bio that you can touch on, and it opens other things, and you'll see one of those things is investigating the 215 bodies discovered behind a Mississippi jail. It's demanding the federal government investigate this and get to the bottom of what's going on. If you agree with that, please, by all means, take about 30 seconds and make that number get bigger.
That is absolutely insane. I can't believe it. That's a lot of people that are just potentially, missing, and possibly, missing because of an officer's error. Like that guy got hit by a police officer and just totally freaking covered up. They just covered it up. Wow. Who knows where else this is happening, or how many of those other people are there because of the police officers? Who knows? Maybe not. Maybe they're just, John or Jane Does. I get it. But at the same time, it's very suspicious, isn't it?
Are these stones actually alive? In the quiet village of Cosesti, Romania, lie the enigmatic trovents. Stones, they say, that grow when touched by water, expanding as if drawing life from the rain. But the mystery doesn't end there. Split them open and they reveal rings, much like ancient trees, chronicling their long existence. And in their most curious act, smaller stones emerge from their elders as if born from an age-old secret. These growing stones challenge our understanding, reminding us that our world still holds mysteries waiting to be uncovered.
All right, don't everybody go rushing off to Romania or anything. You can't literally sit there and watch them grow. It's kind of like watching paint dry. It's said that they can grow up to 2 inches every 1,200 years. So, yeah, but it's pretty neat. They're a pretty awesome bit of the folklore there in Romania. And scientists are saying, they actually might be growing.
One of the best documented cases of face-to-face alien contact occurred in Virginia, Brazil, in 1996, often referred to as the Virginia UFO incident. It is said that a UFO crashed and live beings escaped, later to be captured by the local military. James Fox, a renowned documentary maker, elaborates on an intriguing aspect of the event.
These two doctors, during a procedure, the creature had a wound somewhere. They were trying to fix it. And all of a sudden, the creature kind of comes more to life. It was alive, but it kind of comes to life, and it communicates with the two doctors telepathically. And apparently the telepathic communication was, I feel sorry for you humans. You have no idea about your potential, who you really are.
But wait, there's more.
If you've been following the alien disclosure stuff this year, you've got to see this documentary. In 1996, a small town in Brazil experienced multiple UFO events. In the documentary, when you go to this town, it's just common knowledge that aliens exist and that this thing happened. A UFO crashed in a farmer's field, and one of the guys who witnessed the crash takes some of the documentarians back to the site where it happened, and I gotta say, he's very believable. After the crash, multiple citizens reported seeing strange creatures in the city. 3 girls who saw one of these creatures are interviewed in the documentary, and their story is unbelievable. Apparently, one guy touched one of these creatures and it killed him. One of the biggest arguments against all this alien stuff is that all this information only comes out of the US. After watching this documentary, you might think twice about that.
Hey, guess what? I didn't know about this. So this is completely new to me, which is absolutely exciting because you know how much I love learning new alien stuff, even when it's really old alien stuff. So excited. I have a documentary I have to watch, and here we go.
You won't believe this. There's helicopters flying in here. They're doing shipments again. I mean, this is all out mayhem. TikTok, we have some huge news. It's happening again. If you remember the videos I posted in the past, you'll know what these shipping containers are. These shipping containers keep getting dropped off in my community. This one is number 48, and I'm sure there's a lot more coming. Literally about every week now, they drop off a new one of these containers and military vehicles get pulled out of it. We're talking Humvees, we're talking military helicopters, we're talking ammunition, and they just keep carting it around to a facility down the road. We need to get some answers about this, because every time I try to interview someone or get somebody on camera, they say to bug off or else I'm going to be arrested. Arrested for being in my own community. So if you see this symbol anywhere, let me know. You guys didn't believe me that they were guarding these shipping containers that are hauling military equipment. If you try to even go near there, cops will start coming. And they will try to steal your footage. This is no joke. I'm putting my life on the line to bring you guys this footage.
All right. So like I said, I haven't been able to find anything else other than this guy's videos on these particular containers. I'm going to do some more research and look into the logo, maybe read some of more of the comments and see if anybody knows where they're from. I know there are those container missile systems, but this guy said that things were being pulled out of the containers, like military equipment and helicopters and things. And those container missile systems are intended to remain inside of the containers, and they come out of. That's the ones that I've seen. They come out of the top of them. So I don't think that's exactly what they are. If you know what they are, please, I would love to know, because this is driving me absolutely crazy. But I'm going to do a little more research and see if I can find something else. Until then, I'm calling it for today. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me. Come on back tomorrow. We're going to watch some different stuff. I'll say different things. It's going to be fantastic. And until then, have a wonderful day.